still doesn't get the win, right? Talking to him this week, you know, he had 2 interceptions, one that was basically a pick 6. He's had 1 interception each game. He's trying to make sure he doesn't make those critical errors. And this guy, Cody Fajardo, on his bye week, took the family out, but he also made sure he did a self-scout of everything they did so far this year. He wants more second down conversions. He wants to be better at that to give more touches for his talented people.
Great to see Cody into a rhythm, and that man is a big part of it. Of course, Jason Moss, as you see, are in the cutoff here tonight. A little bit humid in Montreal, and looking forward to matching up against Dave Dickinson, who's really tired of trying to rebuild his roster. Too many injuries, but regardless, they kick it off, and the Stampeders will look for a victory on the road here in Montreal as Frederick Chagnon making a special teams tackle to kick things off on Clark Barnes. And we get our first chance to look at Jake Mayer after a monster game last week.
Yeah, you know, certainly with his ability to locate the ball has gotten better each week. And as he said this week, I just got to eliminate these crucial mistakes that are hurting. And you know, Marshall, as a quarterback, it's really hard. You play 58 great plays, you have 2 bad plays, and then you feel terrible all week. And, you know, it's hard for those guys who touch the ball every time.
It was great to see Dave Dickinson this week. When we chatted with him, he just said, damn, he's resilient, isn't he?
Yeah,
Whether he throws interceptions, touchdowns, level-headed, he'll need it here with a great crowd in attendance. The horns are out on a Sunday night in Montreal. Stampeders begin through the air. Mayer drops back, slings it to the outside, immediately caught by William Langley, and the rare use of the fullback as we get a look at that Stampeders starting offense.
Yeah, Joshua Coker getting his first start. Been on the 6th game as an injured guy. We're going to watch what he does out at that right tackle spot today, making sure he does, you know, what he does on the outside. Trey Odoms-Dukes leads this team in targets, a really big receiver, had his career high last week in receptions. I love to watch him and see what he brings to this Stampeders offense.
All 6'3", 223 of Odoms-Dukes. He'll line up in the slot to the top of your screen. Blitz is on from Montreal. Mayer gets it away. Completed, and it is Odoms-Dukes' Marc-Antoine Ducroix right there to push him out of bounds. And we'll see where they spot the football. Looks like it'll be about half a yard to a full yard shy.
Yeah, you're going to get pressure, right? And to this side of the field, what they did is they pressured to the wide side of the field, and now this short side of the field, quick out, right? And you're trying to get a little rub on the outside, easy throw on the outside when you know you got that off leverage, easy, good read by quarterback Jake, seeing it already.
I love the coach, a little rub as Mark and Michelle runs through the chest of the defensive
get out of my way.
Offensive coaches. I love it, but it is Tommy Stevens checking into the game here. The bowling ball backup quarterback out of Penn State to handle short yardage responsibilities. Calgary aggressive early on from their own 36. Takes the snap, goes off to the left-hand side, nobody home. It's 10 yards, 20 yards, and more. Stevens gets out the stiff arm and dragged out of bounds deep inside Montreal territory as the short yardage package works off. Did they wedge it, Coach?
Yeah, so this is what you would call an outside zone wedge. You have 3 different types of wedges, and while you bring all these people inside, you have all these players inside the box, so when everybody plays inside, now you have numbers to jump on the outside and get an explosive play. Great call in 3rd and 1 to take that and push that on the way outside.
3rd and 1, they take it for 31 here as it is Stevens back on the sideline. And Mayer with a fresh set of downs and great field position. Langley, the fullback, already has a catch in the formation. Take the run, looking over the top. Mayer wants the skinny, and it is up for grabs, intended for Reggie Begelton. Couldn't get it. Najee Murray ran with him the whole way.
Yeah, what you're seeing here is they're trying to take a shot and attack what happens. You'll see right here what's going on is what's going to happen is as the motion goes, the safety leaves the middle of the field, so they're trying to take the shot under the boundary, but Sutton does a great job of making sure he replaces and becomes the new free safety when Ducroix dropped down into the line of scrimmage. So really good move by him.
Leaves the Stampeders with 2nd and long. They are last in the CFL at converting these downs and distances, just 31% success rate. They bail out of pressure. This time does Montreal. Throwing it to the outside. Incomplete. Clark Barnes, he had him, Lapo.
Yeah, you know, that's the widest throw you're going to have to make to the wide side of the field, almost out to the numbers, right? As you see this throw, sometimes what happens is it's just too long of a throw as they go. They had good rhythm. They knew pressure was coming. It's a one-on-one, but I thought Jake did a really nice job taking his drop, jumping out of there, right? Just put it a little bit too far for him. And now it's going to put him in a long field goal range right here. Didn't get any yardage on those first 2 calls. Makes this a long field goal try.
Well, no problem for this guy. Rene Paredes, the Concordia alum, 200th CFL game and 4 for 4 on kicks of 50 yards or more this season. Lines it up from 50 and hammers this one through. The incredible career of Rene Paredes continues. Cody Fajardo gets his first touch of the football game when we return here on
last week. And again, another one of these great diminutive size receivers, you know, 5'7", but he's got great speed, great toughness.
See where he lines up to begin here as Fajardo gets his first touch of the ball game. Goes to William Stanback. They'd like to get him going as we get a look at Cody Fajardo.
Yeah, Cody the last couple of weeks has talked about making sure that he does a better job keeping this defense on the field, right? He's done a great job eliminating interceptions. Like, he's got thrown the least in the CFL, but he wants to stay on the. They got to be better at second and short, like they're hitting right now. Marshall is what he talked about the last couple of weeks.
Wants to hit more of those deep shots and also wants to work in William Stanback in the running game. We'll have more on that as we go throughout the evening. Calgary defense digs in. They'll send 6. Fajardo trying to bail out of it. Looks over the top. Man coverage. It's Julian Grant. KJG makes the grab on Brad Muhammad.
Okay, pressure is going to come. You're going to see pressure on the inside and on the perimeter, trying to affect. Great pickup here, right? The free rusher is the farthest away, throws it up for a great catch in the middle of the field. You know, and obviously Julian Grant's having a tremendous year. And again, high points the ball, takes it to the highest point. It's just a tough spot for Muhammad to handle that play.
Fajardo completing the deep ball, getting into rhythm early. What can he do with a fresh set of downs? Hand it back off to 31, cutting back against the grain, turning the legs. We get a look at the Montreal Alouettes starting offense.
Yeah, you know, an interesting thing is a change. Jamar McGloster gets the start at right tackle. Landon Rice going on the 6-game injured list. That's a ratio change for them, but a third-year player from Syracuse. And, you know, who comes in for that ratio change? Tyson Philpott replaces Quadra Davis. He's a dynamic football player, right? East nominee for outstanding rookie last year. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do.
Led Montreal receivers with 74% completion rate as Fajardo stays in on short yardage after the stand-back run, leans his way over the top, and they will signal a first down. Let's get a look at the Stampeders defense.
Yeah, you know, Mike Rose, 6'2", 269. He ties the lead with his team with 5 sacks. He's tremendous on film the past couple of weeks. In the middle, Cameron Judge, you know, he does a lot of different things for this defense. He leads his team with 2 interceptions, great effort player, right? And the back end, you know, I got a lot of changes in the back end. Yeah. Brad Muhammad comes back in to play field halfback, was with the team last year.
They flip it off underneath. This one goes to Tyson Philpott. Flag comes up. Looks like it might be a holding call down that left side with the receivers trying to help. Oh, it's Austin Mack actually that grabbed that one running towards the far sideline. So saw a shot of our lead official.
Holding. Montreal number 68. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Yeah, you're going to see it right on the edge of the defense here. Right on, I believe that's on Hauser. Right, the tackle. So what the tackle's trying to do is trying to pull around. As he tries to pull around, you're going to get somebody blocking down right here. He's going to try to pull around. As he pulls around, he ends up doing the hold. Right there it is from the guard position. Lestage right there, pulls him, backs him up a little bit.
So Mack gets a touch early on in this one, which he says he loves to get into a rhythm. But it will be for naught. Now Fajardo throws. First and long. It is complete. Julian Grant once again as Micah Awe there, adding to his team leading 50 tackles so far on the season coming in.
Yeah, and I love this. Like, you're first and extra. What do? Get half of the yardage back. Try to get half of that yardage so you put yourself in a manageable 2nd and 8 situation, 2nd and 9. So good throw on the outside. He saw a one-on-one to field 2 to Julian Grant, who's been outstanding this season. Their go-to guy.
Playing a lot of that field too, which is the field slot back position.
Yeah,
everybody loves to be able to get the ball out into that spot specifically. Lots of room to work with as Fajardo on 2nd and 9. It's a 3-man rush. He flips it out, and it is incomplete. Great coverage there from Titus Wall.
Yep, once again, another try. They're really featuring. You got 3 receivers. You're going to have an out-breaking route here. You're going to clear out the other 2 guys to try to get a position on Titus Wall, which is the Sam linebacker, or what we like to call the strong side linebacker, who plays to the wide side of the field. The strong.
Did you still call him a linebacker? You call him the DB? What do you do?
Let's not get into the nickel conversation with the defensive players, right? We want to blow anybody's mind.
Here comes the field goal attempt from David Cote. Is 12 of 14 on the year coming in. And this one, a chip shot for the leg of number 15. He knocks it through. 3-3 tie early on here in Montreal. And who's that? Why is he wearing that uniform?
Well, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers when he first came into the league.
He is a great player, rush end. Great production with Calgary last season. They decided not to bring him back. As Mustafa Johnson beginning the tackle there, and Montreal's defensive line digs in. Let's get a look at that starting D.
Yeah, you know, obviously Sean Lemon, right? 14 sacks last season. Bring him in to get more sacks, more pressures to help this unit, right? And then the back end. Beverett's this guy who has to do a lot of things. Beverett's got to cover. He's got to make sure he can pressure, he can blitz, and he plays high at times, right? And then Sutton has been really good. Can play free safety at times. He had a pick 6 a couple of weeks ago. The coaches really love what he's done this season. Talk to them.
Made a lot of plays last year. It was just a gain of 1 that time on the inside handoff. Montreal trying to force another 2 and out. Best in the CFL at doing so. 41% of opponent possessions go 2 and out. Mayer looking, throwing, incomplete. Add another to the season tally for this Montreal defense.
Yeah, once again, they're trying to be a little bit more aggressive, show a pressure situation, and then kind of bail out of it and just put Jake off his throws a little bit. Looks like a pressure situation. They drop everybody out and just try to play coverage behind it.
And we got all excited to see Sean Lemon. He was out there for a couple of plays only on that drive as Chandler Worthy steps back, ready to return this one. 1 touchdown so far on the season on the road against the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And the Calgary Stampeders, last in the CFL right now, giving up 13 yards per punt return. See if the coverage unit gets downfield for Cody Grace. Worthy settles underneath it at his own 29-yard line. Heads for the wide side. Gets a block and another. Gagne clean. Cuts back. And that looked like it was a hot tackle. No flags come out. Worthy had that one end quickly. Titus made a wall as Worthy very nearly was gone the other direction. Caught the shoulder pads at the right time. Montreal ball when we return. Not enough 3.
Great slot. He can play on the outside. Just loved everything about him in the draft.
Again on the ground, Montreal trying to run away from Micah Awe as William Stanback, and the flow is there from that Calgary defense, as it's been so many times against William Stanback so far this season. Really having a difficult time getting the wheels churning the way we're used to from 31.
Yeah, you know, only averaging about 45 yards a game, and that's some of the things they gotta be patient with this to try to get his, you know, his big shoulders getting downhill and be able to lean on some players to get them into some of those second and short situations. So you can't walk away from them.
Hard to believe though that we're here in week 80 has no touchdowns. He hasn't gotten into the end zone yet. It's not what we expected when Jason Moss became the head coach of the Alouettes. Hard count from Fajardo, looks to throw. Out route, that one's smooth as ever. That's Austin Mack in his office.
Great vision by Cody, great recognition of the coverage. What you're going to see is it's man across the board. All 3 players are in man-to-man, and they're pressing up because they have safety help over the top. That's what you call 2 deep man under, which is inside leverage. Great throw. Put it on. It's hard for Wall to play. He's going to play inside leverage, but just great execution by Cody there. Recognize coverage and throwing it out.
31st catch of the year for Austin Mack. Thoroughly enjoying being in the CFL. They're coming up from the New York Football Giants. Fajardo looks to throw again. Julian Hauser giving him some pressure, trying to run away from it. Cam Judge right there to finish it off as Isaac Adeyemi Berglund stepping in for the injured James Vaughters.
Yeah, taking trying to take a shot at times and making sure, they just got to make sure that they mix in enough of William. Then you can do a play action. You stay on the field. Now you can set this play action up, put yourself in a position when the protection breaks down. Cody gets himself some yardage, put themselves in 2nd and 8.
Fighting his way back to the line of scrimmage that time, nearly touched by every member of that defensive line. Again, without Vaughters, who has 5 sacks on the season. They moved him to the injured list. Fajardo looks to convert, wanted to throw it hot, now gets it away underneath. It's Austin Mack dancing away and somehow picking up the first down when it was low and away. Degree of difficulty pretty high on that one.
Yeah, you know, what happens in this is when you send pressure, right, like what they did is they brought, you'll see somebody coming off the edge. Well, somebody's got to cover that space. Who had to cover it? Micah Awe. As he's trying to get out there, that's just a little bit too much space for the middle linebacker, and that's why, you know, Matt can make him miss and create a first down.
Natural playmaker in space. Needed 8, got 11. David Dallaire, the fullback in out of Laval. He'll pass protect for Fajardo. Steps forward in the pocket. Looks downfield, pumps. Cody uses the legs, trying to run away from Awe. It's escorted out of bounds. And no flag on the play. That's I hear the laugh. You know that Cody's trying to draw a little bit of one into the A-frame.
Well, you like this, right? 2 series in a row when, hey, you want quarterbacks. I always say this term. You want throwers who've got the ability to run. They have to be able to throw the ball when you throw it 68% of the time in this league, but you also have to be able to create with your legs. So 2 straight series where he used his legs to put themselves in good position.
You say you like throwers who can run. What is it that you don't like?
Runners who can throw. Somebody tells you, oh, this kid's a great quarterback. He threw 55% completion. That ain't going to work in our league.
Fajardo making it work right now on this drive. 2nd and 3 after using the legs. Throws a slant round low and away and wishes he had that one back as he tried to go to Sneed.
Yeah, so Montreal does a lot of this stuff. You'll notice that they're basically running a football play, and they just say, hey, listen, if Sneed has leverage, if there's a guy off on Sneed, go ahead and take the throw. Don't worry about the run. We'll have the run set up. You can take that throw on the outside. So it combines a run. It's called an RPO, a run-pass option there.
As a play caller, that one tough because you design it, you get it, and then it's just a miss, incomplete, and it'll end the drive. Another field goal attempt coming from Lee Cote here as he leans into it and adds another field goal. There is Jake Mayer. Opportunity for him here in Montreal. Kenzie Lalonde down at field level. We'll hear more from her when we return.
Perseverance and patience have been 2 things he's learned that's really important, and really feels his group has found their identity over these last 2 weeks.
Yeah, interesting to hear him talk about finding their way. It's been a journey to start this season for Mayer. As the man, we saw the little chest bump there back in 2021 with Bo Levi and Mitchell. Of course, Mitchell now in Hamilton. And they're solo. As the starter handing it off to begin this drive. Little outside zone run. And after 18 games, which would be a full season in the CFL, coach, here's what he looks like.
Yeah, you know, 68% completion, great. It's great what we talked about. Passing yards, 5,000 passing yards, outstanding, right? The TD interception rate. I know he's talked about this year being better at that, but, you know, I love that he's taken this team, right, taken over in a difficult spot with a really good starting quarterback in front of him, and then got people to believe in him that he could be the next answer.
The big challenge was the explosive plays. Too much dinking and dunking, a lot of people said coming into this year. They've got 13 pass plays of 30 yards or more. That's 2nd in the CFL. Can he find one here? Mayer steps forward in the pocket. Looks underneath, and it is knocked away. Incomplete, intended for Luther Hakanavanu as he makes his way back into the Calgary lineup.
Yeah, you know, both quarterbacks, you know, there's still no pressures. We're, you know, into the 2nd quarter. Neither team has a sack, but they are getting pressure. As they brought extra rushers, man coverage on the outside, and just didn't get an opportunity to make that play because he had to throw off balance. So both defenses are pressuring, just not getting the sacks we've been after.
Yeah, Jake Mayer just 2 of 6 right now for 9 yards. And to your point, against Chad Kelly, last time they were on the field, this Montreal defense just 1 hurry. Hit Chad Kelly just 3 times. Now, part of that was Chad Kelly having a little bit of wiggle to his game, getting out of the pocket, but Montreal has struggled with their pass rush so far this season. Calgary kicks it away, coming after Cody Grace a little bit. He chops this one down to Worthy, who catches it on a knee. Got a chance to score on the last return. This one going nowhere. As late, Calgary thinks they might have the football. And the officials do say Calgary Stampeders possession. That one came out of nowhere. They'll automatically review it and see whether or not the football came out, as all turnovers get a look. But even the Calgary sideline a little bit surprised.
Let's see what happens with this. There's Griffin around the ball. Still got it.
Down.
I think he's going to be down. I think they're going to rule this. He's down. Give the ball to Montreal and Cody.
And so they will swap, it looks like right now. The offense coming out for the Montreal Alouettes on schedule as planned. Just needed a minute to sort through that one and make sure.
It'll be first down Montreal.
Here we go.
So Montreal does come back out on the field. Chandler Worthy very okay with his return abilities so far this season. Trying to get himself going in this one as the sun sets in Montreal. A little drifting wind for him to track down. As we get a look at Cody Fajardo, the only thing I know to say when we see this, coach, is ow!
That's a tough number.
Ow!
That is a tough number.
That's the
Right?
ice
You know,
tub.
sometimes he's got to trust his eyes more and get that ball out of his hands. You do see him sometimes kind of running around in the pocket. So sometimes those are on him. Sometimes those are, you know, not just the O-line. He's got to make sure he gets the ball out of his hands too.
153 car crashes he's been in. Speaking of car, this one right down the middle. William Stanback loaded up. The diesel starts running.
Yeah, you're just going to get basically what most teams in the league love to run, this outside zone play, which I love because he puts one cut and gets north-south, get those big shoulders turned, all right, and he's got a low center of gravity, and he just keeps pushing. That's a great run. Get a nice rhythm for them to keep going with this play.
Gain of 25 on that play. 3 tacklers at one time all over him. Couldn't bring him down. 3 receivers out. They'll hand it off again. Stand back shoulders. North-south. First down Alouettes.
Yep. Great change up here by Jason after one series with a big first down. He changes personnel, goes to double tight ends, and you'll see right here, you're going to see a tight end right here. You're going to see a tight end right here. Still running basically an inside zone play. What does it do? You create longer edges, and you can see that right there to give them the little bit of crease they need for William to get north-south and create first downs on first downs, and that's what you need here.
5 carries, 53 yards for William Stanback right now. His maximum this season, 69 yards total. He's getting there. This time they sling it out. It's complete. Rare catch for Regis Sibasu, giving some love to the big bodies in this offense on this drive.
Yeah, Sibasu playing at tight end, that same formation they were in, right? A free release by him. Easy throw for Cody, what you would call basically a quick game throw where the ball's out of his hands really quickly, right? Gets them into a second and short situation and let him keep pounding the ball.
Caleb Evans checks into the game here on 2nd and 2 after the 8-yard gain to Sibasu. 4 carries on the season for Evans. Great success in short yardage last year with the Ottawa Redblacks. Leans across as we get a look at man stepping in at the right tackle spot, Jamar McGloster.
Yeah, I mean, Jamar's a big kid. I had him in Winnipeg when I was the offense coordinator at Winnipeg. He was on our practice squad. Then we signed him over to Ottawa. Had some injuries, was banged up, but he's got athletic ability. He's long. He can use his hands really well. So, you know, I'm sure they're happy to get some reps and see what he can do over here.
Syracuse alum. Hope family has a chance to take a short little drive up I-81. Come enjoy a game here at Percival Molson. As Fajardo readies for the snap. David Dallaire again in at fullback. Cody pumps, looks over the top, and this one thrown into no man's land. Thought we might have seen a little bit of this as they were looking for the screen game, something that they leaned on the last couple of games. Coach will have more on that as we go through the next 3 quarters of play. We're through 1. Field goals only. But lots of fun had between the Alouettes and the Stampeders. Only 1 quarter of play in the books here in Montreal, but the Calgary Stampeders passing attack that went for 450 yards last week against the Ottawa Redblacks, somehow in a loss. Coming back to earth a little bit here early on, Coach. What have you seen from this Montreal defense that's working against Jake Merritt?
Well, I think the success on first down of Montreal defensively is pushing Calgary into those long passing situations, and it's hard to convert. So Calgary's got to get some first downs on first down. They got to get some completions on first down to help their cause get their passing game number up.
And for the Montreal Alouettes, on pace for somewhere around 600 yards of total offense, but only 6 points to show.
Let's take our time. But they're running the ball well, which is really good. What you want to see. Right, get the big back the ball, right, and not put it all on Cody and the offensive line to keep pass protecting.
I think it's nice for everybody in the league fan-wise out there to see William Stanback get going. Not sure the Calgary Stampeders defense is especially thrilled about it right now. 2nd and 10. Fajardo goes with a little shovel underneath. It's Jesdrin Antwi getting himself the rare carry. Just 8 of them on the season before that.
Yeah, a little lipstick here, what I like to call lipstick, trying to show something and try to eye distract. Right, you're always trying to make sure the defense can't see what's going on, and a little shuffle inside, but snuffed out by Calgary. Really good job by Calgary here. Another field goal.
Love the underhand shovel, the change, right, instead of the backhanded.
I'll tell you, like watching Montreal against Toronto, like Jason did a great job of calling screens to help his offensive line and make sure that he called 4 screens in a row, which I've never even heard of. Like, that was an amazing call for him, right? With them coming off the bye week, I'd be ready to see a big shot play off one of those screens.
Cote misses one there. Yeah, they very nearly got it at the end of the first quarter. That kick goes wide, and so it is 2 of 3. As we get a look at Jake Mayer and his 450-yard performance we mentioned last week. Coach, it seemed like everything was working.
Yeah, you know, certainly early in the season, he struggled with the deep ball passing. He was the worst deep ball thrower in the Canadian Football League. But the last 2 weeks, he's averaged, right, last week he had 4 explosive plays, which is a pass play greater than 30 yards. And the last 2 weeks, he's averaged 4 each game. So just outstanding, great scheme by the coaching staff. And, you know, when he had to make his plays, he made his plays downfield. And that's what you got to, when you make those shots downfield, you got to take those opportunities, make your plays.
So level-headed at practice this week, according to Dave Dickinson. After the big performance, he completes this one. It's his 3rd of the ballgame. Reggie Beggleton gets it and refuses to go down. Wesley Sutton finally finishes it off. But everybody talking about it just says this guy, you shouldn't be surprised when he goes for 450, because it doesn't matter what happens in the game. He's just going to keep playing and throwing and throwing and throwing.
Yeah, very resilient. You know, that's one thing Dave Dickinson talked to us about this week. He just keeps playing through things, just working on eliminate those critical areas. I mean, look at those numbers. Doug Flutie, Dave Dickinson, that's an outstanding crew to be associated with.
Tied up with Garcia, Burris, and Peter Lisk already. Great to see Mayer having some success at home, especially. Pressure on. Pumps goes to the outside. It was late. It's picked off. It's Ento. House call. Yes. Touchdown, Alouettes.
Pressure from the boundary. Okay, they're playing off coverage to the wide side of the field. You'll see pressure. You're going to end up seeing pressure coming over here, right? Jake recognizes it, tries to throw the ball to the wide side of the field. That's that long throw on the outside, on the outcut. That is difficult to do. If the DB recognizes it and jumps it, it's a long way to go the other way. So difficult interception, and again, another critical error for the Calgary Stampeders 2 weeks in a row with a pick 6.
20 tackles on the season coming in. He hadn't had an interception yet. He's got one now, and it goes all the way to the house as the extra point is now missed by David Cote as he swings that one wide, and Clark Barnes, draft pick from the Calgary Stampeders by way of the Guelph Griffins, makes his way out. But that man right there changes the game in a moment's notice. Kabian Ento jumped it. Hakadavanu couldn't catch him. Touchdown, Alouettes.
The beauty that they have is they can back up, but also they have time to look into the backfield because they have so much, the ball's in the air so much to the wide side of the field. That's why it's dangerous sometimes to throw those wide throws to the outside. Great play by Kabian Ento for the pick 6.
Eighth interception of the year by the Montreal team defense as Tommy Lee Lewis returns this one across the 30 and then brought down. There's Sibasu. Already saw him with a catch in this one, helping out on offense and working on specials.
You know, and Kabian Ento, you know, he's a former receiver for the guys who don't know, so he saw that ball in the air and it's easy. You know, at 6'2", 200 pounds, that's just an athlete that basically got moved over to, hey, go play defensive back. Reminds me of Brandon Stewart, who used to play in the Canadian Football League, was a big receiver that got moved to defensive back. That's just a really heads-up play by him.
Jake Mayer, second straight game with a pick 6, and hoping that doesn't start to creep in with any sort of doubt as Kabian Ento digs in once again. Stalking Hakanavanu out on that wide side. They'll pitch it outside. Get it to the edge. It's Mills trying to find a navy blue body. A late flag comes up. Marc-Antoine Duquois was the first to make contact. That Mills made his way through. This play has become pretty popular in the CFL.
Yeah, this is what you call a wrong way run, where basically the line goes in one direction and the back goes in the other direction, whether they hand it with a speed sweep or toss it to somebody. And we'll see what this penalty is.
Holding. Calgary number 81. 10-yard penalty.
You know, and that's been the
first
problem,
down.
right? You know, that's they just can't get anything going on first down. It's been the struggle for them, right? And then they're throwing on every second and long. So that's what's kind of hurt them.
Rough couple of plays here. Tough sequence for Luther Hakanavanu. After the pick six, targeting him and now taking a holding call. So backing it up, 1st and 20 after the 53-yard interception return for KV and Ento. There, sets the receivers in motion. Deep drop. Goes that wide side again, right back to 81. Dances away. Ento not letting them get anywhere, though. And they'll finally whistle it dead with Avery Williams coming out from middle linebacker to help it out.
Yeah, you'll see this. Again, now it's more zone structure on the 2nd and extra. And very good vision here. If you see, basically the corner went inside. He's trying to play the inside routes. That opens up the outside area of the field. So a nice, easy throw on the outside to Luther. That was really good eyes by the quarterback there, by Jake.
Calgary Stampeders offense 0 of 5 in second down conversions right now. 7th in the CFL overall, converting on second downs. Bear wants to find an answer after the pick six. Goes to the outside, wide open. Clark Barnes down that sideline. They'll move the chains for the first time on second down with a little help from his friend Luther Hakanavanu.
Yeah, one of Calgary Stampeders' favorite pass plays. You'll see action like this and action like that, and trying to create what we like to call a rub on offense. Right, or a pick on defense, and there you go. You just, when you're in man coverage, you just get caught, and it's hard to make a change or what you call a switch, where two people switch responsibility. So one of Calgary's favorite plays. Nice, easy first down for him. Go back to what Jake does well. I love that call.
Play clock down to 5 seconds here as Mayer just gets to the line of scrimmage. They'll empty it out. Swing goes to Mills. 2 blockers out in front, 4 defenders there. And a minimal gain that time for the running back out of the backfield, as Mills not very involved in the passing game so far this year.
Yeah, and you're just trying to get those guys the ball out in space. Sometimes it may not have to be a run up inside, but how do I get them an easy throw on the outside? The defense doing a really good job here for Montreal, showing different looks.
6 completions to 6 different receivers. Very reminiscent of what we saw from former Stampeders quarterback Bo Levi Mitchell on Friday night, Hamilton against Ottawa, where he had 9 different receivers catch passes. Wishing the best to Bo after his injury at the end of that game. There with the deep drop this time. Loads it up, looks down the field, nowhere to go. Flips it out, and it is incomplete. He was trying to drag that back leg and stay behind the original line of scrimmage. Yeah,
he was in an in-between, and, you know, I think he'd love to go ahead and, hey, I'll just keep running and try to get the first down here. Good protection, right? He climbs the pocket trying to find something and just couldn't find anything, and he wished he had a little bit more time to set his feet so he could make that throw to Mills for the first down.
Worthy standing back, ready to return. As the Gunners come out to the outside here, Nick Stats, Tyson Middlemost, a couple of young Canadians grinding away on specials. Cody Grace sends it high into the Percival Molson sky, drops down to the 15-yard line. Worthy's got a little bit of room, trying to cut it back, and finally finished off. Aaron Crawford, the veteran, is right there. Keon Julian Grant. Have more on him with Kenzie Lalonde when we return. He and the Alouettes lead by 10. 60% of his yards coming after the catch. He's back to his old ways, Kenzie Lalonde.
Absolutely. So when Jason Moss first got to Montreal, the coaching staff and Danny Machocha were very excited for Keon Julian Grant's upcoming season. Moss knew him from the draft, knew him from Phil, but wasn't completely sold until he arrived at Trois-Rivières. Jason Moss said Keon Julian Grant was the best receiver at training camp. He made crisp routes, in and out breaks, and was strong and powerful for his size.
as he gets a target here as well, Kenzie.
And it was then Moss realized the kind of player he can be, why Machocha invested him, and is very excited for his future here as an Alouette.
No doubt. Yeah, it was kind of funny talking to Coach Moss, wasn't it, this week, Lapo, where he goes, now, I kind of wondered why we invested so much in this guy. I didn't really understand him. And then, like, the second day of training camp, I was like, oh, okay, now this makes sense.
Yeah, and he's got the second most explosive pass plays in the Canadian Football League. He's had a tremendous season.
The rain falls all of a sudden here in Montreal. They go back to Keon, blown up. Big hit by Titus Wall, flying out from his strong side linebacker position. Second time that Titus has laid down the wall so far in this one.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of screen. Jason in Anthony Covey was called a lot of screens. This is a second and long screen, trying to help the offensive line, try to get their athletes the ball. A powerful, strong, leading yak player in the CFL the ball. All right, but sometimes you got to make sure it's hard to get out to those strong side linebackers, and great play by Wall.
Keon just had his eyes closed before he ever got hit. He knew what was coming, left his feet.
Well, I'll say it again. After the bye week, hopefully maybe they got the fake screen and go, because after the bye week, you have way more time to practice that
There
stuff.
goes Tommy Lee Lewis cutting his way back into the 55. As a great return that time is immediate field position. Canada's run in the FIFA Women's World Cup continues tomorrow as they face Australia. History awaits as stars Sinclair, Buchanan, and Fleming take to the pitch looking for victory. This is a massive, massive match. Tune in at 5 a.m. Eastern. I know I will. 2 a.m. Pacific. TSN and CTV are your home for exclusive coverage all tournament long. As I'm sure Claire Hanna somewhere down under is watching this one and saying, oh, Kenzie Lalonde got put in the rain. Oh, okay. She's got the nice sun down there covering the World Cup with Lindsay Hamilton and many, many more of our TSN talent. Big match tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Jake Mayer throws this one up in the air, and it is incomplete. And that ball is all of a sudden very wet, and funny things happen when the CFL ball gets wet.
Yeah, and you're going to see Sean Lemon coming off this edge, and he's affecting this play. And what you basically get here, right, when he comes off, and that's the thing I talked to Noel Thorpe about. He says, listen, we need to affect the quarterback. It doesn't have to be just sacks. We have to make sure we get pressures. We make him throw the ball off target. We got to make sure we create holding calls, right? That's what they got to do by affecting the quarterback, and that's a good one right there for Sean Lemon.
Lemon that time one-on-one against Bryce Bell. 2021 second-round draft pick from Wilfrid Laurier. Goes to work again on him. Pressure on. Mayer gets it away. It is complete. And it looks like it'll be shy of the yardage needed. They had to get up around the 45.
Yeah, to the field. They just nice little throw on the outside to the field. I think it's just going to leave him 1.5 yards short, for probably a little bit too short for that wedge. But Bagleton's made a career out of that catch the last couple of years. But hey, we're going to get something. We're going to get some tempo here.
No, Gio's got the jacket on Dave. That's how you know it's raining here in Montreal. Mayer looking downfield, and it is completed on 3rd and 2. Odom's Dukes, they went to the big-bodied coach and found the answer.
Yeah, you're going to see, just really good, quick tempo play. They called the play at the line of scrimmage, trying to get Montreal off sides, right? Just a quick out play. You'll see this coming right up here. Watch the corner once again, recognizing that the ball's going to come out quick, but Trey has a great hands, located perfectly, protects the football. Nice first down move, puts him close to field goal range right here.
Big throw that time, coming off the pick 6 earlier to Ento in this second quarter. Handed off inside, Mills sliding his way through the Montreal Knight down to the 35.
Yeah, a little inside zone play, right? And Mills is playing really well, right? When they're getting their touches on 1st and 10, that's been really good. They just got to keep getting this type of rhythm going here, and I enjoy watching this back.
Aubrey gets to the line quickly this time. A little bit of tempo, trying to sneak one in before Montreal could get set defensively. It looks like it will be a first down.
Yeah, you want to use tempo when you're in a lull. You haven't moved the ball well, whatever. You call plays, and the nice thing about your tempo package, it's play. You don't have too many plays. It's the plays you like the best, right? So you trust your players are going to execute those things well, right? And keep the defense off balance and call your best stuff.
They're under control right now is Sean Lemon. Stares him down with 92 career sacks. Here comes the new Alouette. They check it underneath. Trey Adams Dukes, room to run. Across the 20, 15, 10. And But a big gain that time. Once again, Calgary going back to 86.
Yeah, what Noel Thorpe loves to do as a defensive coordinator is he loves to bring pressure inside. This is going to be what you call a six-man pressure. You're trying to make everybody block one-on-one, so you have to get the ball out quickly. Great decision, get the ball out quickly. They have a crossing route, so they basically pick the corner, and it creates a big explosive play, put them inside the 10-yard line. So, you know, when you try to get those pressures, sometimes you're going to get caught with some of those and those easy throws.
A late substitution here, and there's a flag up as Calgary breaks the huddle. Clark Barnes trying to make his way to the sideline as Luther Hakanavanu checked in late.
Too many players in the formation, Calgary. 5-yard penalty.
This one, Coach, I'm always interested in why quarterbacks don't just stand out of the huddle.
Yeah, you know, normally you're telling the players coming in to be screaming to get that other guy out and make sure he doesn't go in. The player who's running in shouldn't go into the huddle until he sees the other person going out.
Mark Mueller working in concert with Pat Delmonico, offensive coordinator, as Mayer gets the last voice in his headset.
And they're down to 12 seconds here. This play came in late.
Rain is falling, noise is in. 4 minutes remaining in this first half. And trailing by 10. Lapo's rocking up here. He wants the snap to come up. And it doesn't. Flags down. Tough to hear the whistle.
I was watching the 20-second clock going, all right, what are you going to do? Hurry up.
Could feel
Time
that.
count violation. Calgary number 12. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Yeah, back-to-back penalties. Just, yeah, it's really hurting them, putting them in a long way to go now.
And execution, right? I mean, that's the simple stuff where you're saying, hey, if you don't have too many in the huddle, we don't back up. If we don't decide to wait to get the call in and try to figure it out on the fly, we don't get a penalty. Well, now they're staring down 1st and goal from about Dorval.
But don't take everything here. Just get a completion. Just stay in rhythm. You got 2 plays to get in the end zone.
There with 5 receivers available. Looks to his left and sliding to the turf. Did he catch that?
I think so.
Reggie Beggleton. Noel Thorpe on the field signaling no.
No. Okay.
He lost his edge that time on the out route.
Yeah. So this ball, yep, definitely hits the ground. Right. Great effort by Reggie trying to come back to this. Ball a little bit behind him, trying to pick up his quarterback.
Well, what do you do in this spot as a play caller, because they're going to communicate down. Guys, move that football back where it should belong after the incomplete pass.
Well, you know, I just think for Jake, he's already got a pick 6 here. You know, you certainly want to do something that puts yourself in a position that you obviously keep possession of football, right? A sack here doesn't really hurt you. You're still kicking a field goal, but you certainly got to, whether it's a one-on-one on the perimeter, you want to do a safe throw if you're taking a shot into the end zone.
10th play of the drive for the Calgary Stampeders as they trail by 10. Mayer right now 9 of 17, 78 yards, and that pick 6 that Lapo mentioned going to Kabian Ento. They break the huddle 5 wide. Flop Reggie Beggleton over to the top of your screen. He's on the inside slot. Mayer looks to throw, steps up, slides away from pressure, and then he goes down. Bryce Notree back in the lineup. And Mustafa Johnson right there as well.
All right, watch right here, 44. They're doing some stuff here and bringing some people around as you watch. Okay, he's pausing, waiting. He's just spying when Jake takes off, right? And puts himself in position where Jake's got nowhere to run. So really good effort here.
The Alouettes only getting sacks on 4% of opponent dropbacks this season. That's last in the CFL, but that one big here at the end of the first half. Couple minutes remaining as the kick is up and through. Rene Paredes knocks another through in the second quarter, just as he did in the first. Calgary keeping it close. Oh, the indoor putter. It'll get you every time. Derek Wiggins stacks up the inside run there as Montreal begins on the ground.
Yeah, and they're staying patient with it, making sure Williams getting his touches here.
Been working them a little bit more than we've seen here tonight with success.
And another tempo, so Calgary's going tempo too.
6 carries, 56 yards right now, and with it whistled in. Montreal quickly goes back to the line of scrimmage. Love to see Tyson Philpott maybe get a touch at the end of the first half here. 5-man rush. Fajardo steps forward over the middle. Julian Grant catches it just on the far side of the McGill logo against Brad Muhammad. Won a matchup there in the first quarter. He's got another in the second. It goes for 18.
Yeah. Number 2 receiver right here, you're going to see him run basically what you call a dig, an in-breaking route of 12 yards. You got man-to-man, right? Once you turn inside, right, you've got opportunities when the defensive corner or halfback is playing outside leverage, so easy completion.
Blitz is on, trying to run away from it, and William Stanback wrapped up and brought down.
This is not a game. This is reality. You miss the line, and you could die.
Gran Turismo, only in theaters.
Coach, what was your hurry-up package? What'd you call it? Was it Cheetah? Would you go race car?
We call them follows.
Oh,
we're going to follow a play with another play.
We're going Turbo, NOS,
Gran Turismo.
F1, Verstappen. I don't know. Nice little win for Max again today. It's off Francorchamps in Belgium right here on TSN. 3-man rush. Fajardo looking over the top. Hergy Mayala taps the toes. We'll see where they spot it. Mayala gets his first.
Really good vision here by Cody. I love this. He takes a rhythm. Number 1 receiver is you're going to see him run a quick out, right? The corner's backing up, right? You have what you call a low halfback, and the corner is the deep player in the zone. So he takes the throw on the outside when the halfback stays inside and the corner's in the deep. Really good read by him. Easy throw, puts him in 3rd and short for this short yardage situation. Let's see which wedge is coming.
And in comes Armando Sewell in the backfield along with the quarterback Caleb Evans. He'll go off tackle to the left, finds some room, leans forward, and it is a first down for the Alouettes. Mayala wandering through that Stampeders bench, coach. He was a first-round pick at Calgary back in 2019. Saying hello to Dave Dickinson and some of his former teammates, maybe?
Yeah, had a really good career at UConn, and then, wanted to get back a little bit closer to home, and he's made some plays this year for them. And Caleb Evans with a nice wedge here. That's one of those, you're going to wedge right in where all the big guys are. You're going to go a little bit wider, or you're going to go really wide. Caleb's like, I'm staying away from the big guys on that one.
If I was Caleb, I'd be begging to send Armando Sewell on my side.
Throw it to him.
Where I'm going. Get the big man some love maybe through the air. Here's Fajardo. Stands in the pocket, pressure on, screening it out the backside, and it's knocked away as Cam Judge came flying in.
Yeah, once again, I can't say enough how well Jason Moss called his game a couple weeks ago, playing screen passes and calling screen passes. You get another screen pass right here. What you're trying to do is, try to make everyone think you're going this way, right? William Stanback gets out. The problem on tailback screens is you have to make sure you don't get out before the lineman, and that's what happened. Cody takes a shot. As we know, he's taken a lot of shots in the time.
No doubt. Gets up holding his hand as Mike Moore looks like he might have, on second contact, got that right hand throwing. No sacks yet. Plenty of pressure this time. Cody gets it out quickly. Chandler Worthy makes the grab, cuts back. And nothing doing that time, but for Worthy, the rare offensive touch, just his 3rd catch of the season. And Fajardo's feeling it a little bit right now before the half.
Yeah, once you go to an empty set, you're now, you have what you call 4-2 sets. 4 is to the field. You see 1, 2, 3, 4 people to the field and 2 to the boundary. You spread everybody out, and it gives you opportunity to create speed and space. 2 guys get a really good block. You're stretching it on the outside, but really good tackle in space by the Stampeders, right? And again, trying to make sure you help the offensive line with the screen package.
Cote 2 of 3 here in the ball game on field goal attempts. This one from 42 yards away, knocks it through as we get a look at Cody Fajardo. Might be the forearm, the hand. Stampeders, pressure was on. He got hit, and he was feeling it on that next attempt. Went to the room during the break, comes back out on the bench. Maybe a shot from the inside of the elbow there. Felt it in his hand. Lindsay Lalonde will give us an update when possible. For now, nearly intercepted. Wesley Sutton went hunting at the end of Shark Week.
Yeah, I just like what defensively you're seeing a lot of different looks. You'll notice you'll see 2 linebackers in the line of scrimmage right here, all right, and then everybody dropping out, right? They're trying to show a lot of different covers to Jake on 1st and 10 and Sutton, like we talked about off the top. running to the football. Great effort player, great knockdown.
Mayer at 50% right now. Sutton had his first career pick against Jake Mayer. Was looking for another here in 2023. Mayer's first time in Montreal. Gets hit as he throws, completes it though. They'll convert on second down. Trey Odums-Dukes crosses the 55. And it will be a first down for Calgary.
Yeah, right here, you're going to take a look at and see coming off the edge. I believe that's Davis here, right? He beats Bryce Bell on the inside, but Jake has enough time to get that ball off. So great throw by Jake to the wide side.
Back on his feet, dropping back again, tries to fit it in and knocked away. This time Reggie Beggleton settling down and very nearly Ento's second INT of the night.
Yeah, so really good read here, all right, by Ento. What's going to happen is you're going to have an outcut, but Ento is going to be the low player looking to steal that route. So it's the quarterback has to see this player before he throws it out there. Ento recognizes, trying to run underneath it, right? Really good scheme there. They just got to kind of finish it, and Ento's got to make that catch.
That just looked like film work by Ento. Left Hakanavanu down that wide side with some help. Jumped it. Very nearly paid off. Second and 10. 30 seconds remaining. And this snap is never going to get off because Sean Lemon was very hungry for sack number 93.
And sitting on the couch, right? Right. Now, one thing Sean did say, we talked to him before the game, he talked about, I've been working out twice a day.
Montreal number 0. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
He's talked about that. I trained with equipment on. I've been ready to go, and you can tell, like seeing his body before the game, he was in shape and ready to play.
Ready to fire off that time on a big pass rush. He'll check out now on 2nd and 5 and apologizes to some of his teammates as he comes on over.
Yeah. Game speed's a little different than practicing on the high school field somewhere, right?
Well, and who's the team that knows him the best and thought, maybe go hard count a couple times to see if we can get Sean? Calgary Stampeders, who we played for last season, 14 sacks. That comes up. Jake Mayer, plenty of time in the pocket, steps forward, looking. Now he finds Odums-Dukes, gets hammered, incomplete. Wardell Rogers back onto the lineup this week and makes the play.
Yeah, Montreal's mixing it up now. They're playing zone coverage now. They rushed 3. I think they did a good job holding Jake in. Jake recognizes a throw on the outside, and then just Trey Odums-Dukes just doesn't finish, right? They didn't finish with the catch.
Would have liked a little bit of help there. So out comes Rennie Paredes once again for a long attempt. This one from 53 yards away. So the Montreal defense led by Noel Thorpe gets off the field. 2 of 2 tonight, already 1 from 50+. Chandler Worthy stands back, dangerous as ever. Paredes leans into it. Never in question. Number 30 continues his assault on the kicking record books. 3 for 3 in his 200th career CFL game. He and Charlie Power, longtime teammates in Calgary, celebrate together. And Cody Fajardo does come off the sideline, still wiggling that arm around. Is at the half. It's Maddie back there holding it down for Kate. Apparently played 36 holes of golf today. I wonder which course she went out to on the East Coast. Chezzy, Matt, and Milt back in studio for you. Looking forward to hearing their analysis of all things Stampeders Alouettes. It's Cody.
You'd be expecting probably just a run here to see how if they pop this run, they could put themselves in a position to maybe kick a field goal. Well, taking a shot.
Had to rip it. Fajardo, despite having the hand, it feels a little off. Now he's going to go for a run. Cuts to the outside, makes 2-man miss. First down. Well, they didn't call a run, but it ended up in one.
Yeah, hard count. Trying to find something. Mike Rose is just throws Christian Matt into Cody, forces him to run and he gets down. They got about 5 seconds left to take one more shot at a play before the half.
Half winding down, looking for a completion over the middle to Sneed. Clock has struck zeros here at the end of the first half. Fajardo incomplete. as he will wind up the first half 10 of 16 for 107 yards. And it will be a 16-9 Montreal lead over the Calgary Stampeders. Stamps offense after a monster week against the Ottawa Red Blacks.
Extra, and they just got to eliminate those mistakes, because we got a great ball game coming up this second half.
Well, the most loyal fans in all of sports, in my opinion, the Canadian Football League. They've stuck around here in Montreal just like they did Friday in Ottawa. And we are back underway. Thanks for being with us. Marshall Ferguson, Paul LaPolice, and Kenzie Lalonde as Chandler Worthy returns the opening kickoff of the second half for the Montreal Alouettes. Out beyond the 35-yard line, and once again, out comes Cody Fajardo here to run the offense.
Yeah, and certainly, when can they take the shots that they need to get Austin Mack the ball and Keon Julian Grant, but also how do they get that run game going? Try to do some play action, try to move the launch point a little bit so Cody does get protected a little bit.
Keon Julian Grant came in with 4 straight games of at least 6 catches. Nobody else has done that in the CFL so far this season. He's got 4 catches right now on 7 targets. They'll leave him in the slot to the bottom of your screen. And they'll begin with the handoff. Goes inside, stand back. Quickly, the running game is stopped. As right there to make the play in the middle, it's Mike Rose.
Yeah, Mike Rose done a really good job in the first half, getting push and really creating it hard for the guards by, you always have width of the pocket and depth of the pocket, and he dents the pocket, and certainly on that run play he did the same thing. Zone plays can't have penetration. That's what happened right there.
Tied for the team lead in sacks with 5 alongside the injured James Vaughters. Now he gets a tackle for almost loss. It's no gain on the play. Fajardo 2nd and 10. 3-man rush gets it out. Jesrin Antwi and can't hang on to the rock. Incomplete.
Yeah, good read by Cody here. This is the exact same coverage that actually Montreal ran a little earlier, right? They're trying to get that quick out route. The corner's in a good position to see what's happening, right? And then come up. Antwi should have had that. Taylor was there just a little bit late, so the drop kind of takes him off the field. These unforced errors here with dropping the football.
And so it does create a quick 2-and-out. Tommy Lee Lewis back to return for the Calgary Stampeders. Electric when he has touched the football. Nearly blocked. Right down the chute. And Lewis picks it up. Good field position here for the Calgary Stampeders in their offense that needs to get going with just 3 field goals on the evening. As we get a look at the near punt block.
Almost coming in. Excellent up to me. Looked like Brad Cohen almost made that block, right? Wilfrid Laurier product, right?
Yep, absolutely. Joseph Zima got it away, leading the league in net punting at 42.3. That one not very deep due to the pressure, and Jake Mayer gets a healthy start from his own 49. Looks to the left, open receiver. Trey Odoms-Duke slides down on the slick turf at Percival Molson, but a nice gain on first down.
Trey Odoms-Duke on the outside. Nice throw, right? One-on-one on the outside on Murray. Good rhythm. Going back to what they've completed already twice in the first half. So doing the things he does well. Here they're going to tempo and no huddle again.
5 catches, 59 yards for Odoms-Duke. This snap never happened.
Yeah, it looked like the right tackle here moved. Okay, the young Coker getting his first game tonight, right? Was Coker they like a lot. He started 2 games last year, but get injured going into training camp. First game jitters or whatever. Gets
second down.
Sometimes with the tempo, right? You got the quicker cadence and the quicker count, so he's got to just hold his water a little bit longer. Hold your water. That means wait for the cadence to be called. There's a football term for everybody.
In the lexicon now. Mayer, a couple talented Canadians to his right, Luther Hakanavanu and Clark Barnes alongside Reggie Beggleton. He'll look the other way. Open once again. Cashing in. Trey Odoms-Duke goes over 65 yards receiving, and they'll move the sticks with a second down conversion for 86.
Yeah, the most targeted football player, Trey Odoms-Duke. And, certainly just going vertically up the field, turning out on an outside breaking route. When you've got a team that plays a lot of man coverage, those are easy throws for the quarterback to recognize and decide. And Jake's getting the ball out of his hand because they're pressuring him, but they're not getting home in time.
I wonder at what point Montreal's going to get tired of the same look and the out route to the boundary. See if they mix and match some coverages. This time, Mayer will hand it off. Stretch run to the outside. Well played by Montreal's front. Tyrese Beverett shooting his way into the backfield. We get a look at Trey Dukes here, and certainly one of those players that 50 targets on the year and 30 catches, pretty high catch rate and a lot of production for the big body.
Yeah, you know, and certainly seeing him at 223 pounds as a bigger body guy, I thought they were going to use him early in the year as a blocker, right, Marshall? But he's actually been somebody that they have a trust factor with, especially on second down. Got a ton of first downs for this football team.
Now Calgary gets put in 2nd and 8. Mentioned off the top of the broadcast. Worst conversion rate at this down and distance, just 31% so far on the year coming in. Mayer with pressure on, looks to his right. They'll move the sticks down the sideline. It's Begelton. He makes the grab before Beverett's there alongside Wesley Sutton to finish it off. A little improvisation from Jake Mayer.
Yeah, part of the quarterback's job is to make sure he's using his eyes and getting through his progressions as fast as possible. He flips his hips, looking right, coming back to the left, and then he escapes. He's a really good pocket athlete. He can create something. Pocket athletes, they don't have to be really fast like some of the guys. They just have to escape and find throws downfield. So really good job to move the chains using his legs.
Love that pocket athlete. Jake Mayer fits perfectly the description. As he stands in on 1st and 10. Moves to his right once again, looking for someone in red and white. He'll just go underneath, and it is. Looks like incomplete right in front of the official. Trey Dukes, just an awkward one trying to check it down. Couldn't convert.
Yeah, you know, certainly the edge of the defense. Sean Lemon was coming off quickly and really pushed Jake off his spot a little bit. So you can see the veteran starting to get his, you know, I think he kind of liked that little extra break there, Marshall, right? He needs that time.
You start to wonder, though, conditioning, the hour wait, tough first game back. Physical, trying to get off the edge.
And he's probably the oldest guy on the field,
yes,
too.
Great point as well. Up against it. We'll see if Lemon can get home. Pressure on from the Alouettes. Mayer tries to spin out of it. Goes down. Montreal with a league low 4% of drop back sacks made. It's Avery Ellis in there to make it his first of the season.
Yeah, so here's what this defense is built on. Hey, we are going to bring as many people as possible. You may add in with your extra people, and that's what happens here, right? But one of our guys is going to win, and that's what happens here. They bring extra people. Calgary adds in to handle them all, but when everybody's blocking one-on-one, you end up getting somebody's going to get beat and causes the long field goal we got now.
There it is, 6 for 6 from 50 plus on the season. That's a career high. This one from just inside, and he drills it. Reached the 2K mark last week. He's past that, and he's adding quickly. Marc-Antoine Dequoy came flying in. Avery Ellis finished. A playmaker, coach. You've known him well.
Yeah, 6th year in the league, and just an outstanding athlete. Plays with great effort, right? He played hurt when we were together in Ottawa, right? They were draining his knee. Just a physical football player. Love the game.
Cody Fajardo flips it out here to Williams. Stand back and cutting back inside. Everybody at the party that time, including Awe. You see him 57 right there in the middle of it as always.
Yeah, and this is what a big part of this offense is basically, Cody, this is what you call a BTL. BTL, not a BLT,
I was
right?
getting hungry here.
BTL, behind the line of scrimmage play. So these are how the completions have gone up so much in our league. Quick throw on the outside, throw it behind the line of scrimmage, have blockers outside, right? Easy completion for 7 yards.
Should have seen the chicken parm that Lapo crushed during the break here. Now comes up to Fajardo. Hungry for more yards. There goes William Stanback once again down the hash. On 2nd and 3. See where they spot it. Had to get to the 50.
Yeah, and this is what you would call, this is a stacked defense or a bear defense. And what they're doing, look, watch Awe here, right? Right over the center, right in front of Cody Fajardo. Watch what he's going to do. He's going to flow first, and then he's going to shed the blocker, the center, throw him out of the way and make the tackle. Really good. And you can use him up in the line of scrimmage on some of those offensive linemen because he's such a strong player.
Bounced around a little bit in the league, but certainly staking his claim after Jameer Thurman leaving for Hamilton and free agency, doing great things there as well. Take the handoff here. Fajardo loads it up, gets blasted as he throws it down the field. Julian Grant! Incomplete, but a flag down.
Yeah, there's your shot, play action play. Basically, they've got a post in the deep middle of the field for Julian. If the safety bites up on the run, you can take the one-on-one play here, right? You thought it was going to be a really good defensive play, but looks like Moxie got his hands on him, right? And right there, you can see it, right? To get there's your explosive play. It just came by the penalty. Now that puts him, great range for a touchdown.
Won't get the passing yardage for Fajardo on that one, but a 48-yard gain due to the pass interference call against Jonathan Moxie, 4th year in the league and with the Stampeders out of Boise State. Here's Fajardo, little flip underneath, and that's incomplete. It's an incomplete pass. Should be moving forward here is Fajardo. That's why you flip it, Coach, right?
Yeah, so once again, this is what we talked about earlier in the game. You're going to see the line go in one direction, right? The line will go in one direction. You're going to flip it opposite. Once again, you call this a wrong way run here, right? And then what they're trying to do is get him a nice, easy toss. Usually a toss that instead of hand it off just for that reason. If it is a fumble, right, it goes down as an incomplete.
I always wondered in Winnipeg, why are they the only team, whether it was with you or now with Buck Pierce's offensive, why do they still hand it off? Everybody else in this league flips it on that play.
Because the reason you do that is so now you can also read the defensive end on a speed sweep person. So you don't have to teach 2 different things.
Thought I was trying to boost those Winnipeg rushing numbers.
Yeah, that too, right? Yeah. Zach was trying to push for that. Like he wanted the yardage.
Fajardo, hard count. 4-man rush. Rolling to his left. Looking for a receiver. Only one option into the end zone. Incomplete. Julian Grant nearly pulled it out of the turf. But Brad Muhammad right there on the coverage.
Yeah, once Contain breaks, you're going to see Contain break over on this side of the field, right? And gives Cody the opportunity to go outside, right? You have the routes to the field. They recognize it, turn back, right? Cody tries to take the inside throw just a little bit low, right, as he's going away. Tougher the throw thrown to his left. They can't pick it up off the ground. So good save here by Calgary after that big explosive penalty.
A penalty, and then they get a double stop leading to the field goal here from Cote. Just 19 yards away. And it is good. The Alouettes expand their lead back to 7. Still a 1-score game. I haven't said his name a lot tonight, but he's made a couple of great plays. Reggie Beggleton, the McNair and the Calgary Stampeders offense, ready to go to work. 6:40 remaining here in the 3rd after a lightning delay. Looking for something electric after the timeout. Looking down the field, and it is incomplete, out of bounds. Looking for Markin Michel, 95-yard touchdown.
Yeah, and this
last week.
This game is gone, as we talked about. You're in a position where the last 6 games, Calgary's 1-5, Marshall, in these last 6 games, right? Here again, you're trying to do the same thing. They're trying to get a quick throw on the outside as they scramble, just ran out of room on the outside. But, this has been a tough place to play for Calgary over the past 6 seasons here, right? For Dave Dickinson and his crew coming all the way east, putting them in that section. 1-5 in those 6 games, right?
Second target for Markin Michel. No catches here tonight after a big game last week against Ottawa. Over the top, it's Reggie Beggleton in double coverage. He held on to it. What a perfect drop it in the bucket throw from Jake Mayer.
They're going to go tempo here, I bet. You're probably going to see tempo. What they're trying to do is make sure that this is definitely a catch or force them to make the challenge right here. This is what you work on this situation, go as fast as you can, so the coaches upstairs are trying to see the angles to force Jason and his staff to go ahead and make the call.
I think he caught it regardless. The snap comes up.
Yep,
inside run.
Like
but, Coach, what a throw from Jake Mayer. The touch to put it over the top.
Yeah, and then the corner route, it was a corner route which is to the corner of the end zone to the right. And what is hard is there's a defender right over the top of him. He extends, he uses high hands to catch the ball. You don't want the ball to come down, right? The plane of your eye. You always want the ball never to break the plane of your eyes, and he does an outstanding job. Just a great catch.
Reggie Begelton has a new long catch on the season by a single yard. It was 39, now it's 40 for the Calgary Stampeders, their biggest offensive play. Pressure on, Mayer looks to his left, gets it out, Tommy Lee Lewis. A rare offensive touch here, just his 4th catch since joining the Stamps after a rash of receiver injuries.
Yeah, putting them probably in a 3rd and 1 position for probably a wedge down, depending on where they put this. But, you know, you got to keep touching Tommy Lee. Give him 1 or 2 plays through the course of the game because he's explosive. I know they waited years for this kid to come off their neg list, talking to their coaching staff, and they loved him as a football player.
Well, Tommy Lee Lewis makes the grab. I was looking at Jake Mayer waving off the sideline saying, no, I got it. Hey, I think it's Tommy Stevens' time.
Yeah. Well, let's put the big guy from Penn State who's, you know, huge, 250 pounds.
He is a monster. He can run, though, too. We saw it earlier on the 3rd and short situation. Took it around the left edge for a big gainer. See if he just plunges forward here on 3rd and short. He does. That'll be a first down for the Stamps.
Yeah, you know, and they just go right off tackle there with their quick wedge. And, you know, you certainly got some big bodies, Amanda Sewell in there, Mustafa Johnson. So you're trying to find that space, right? And this is an important meeting each week. You know, like you cannot turn the ball over here. Like each coaching staff is going to spend time during the course of the week saying, hey, what is our wedge game plan? What are we going to do when we do the quarterback sneak? You're going to watch all that film to make sure you're in a good position that you execute these crucial plays to make sure you don't turn it over.
Stampeders so far this season coming away with touchdowns on 58% of their score zone possessions. Inside the 20 now. Mayer looks to his right. Pass is completed. Trey Odoms-Dukes makes the grab. Ruffin right there on the coverage.
Yeah, and I'm going to be drawing the same picture we've seen again a number of times this game. You're going to come down here, you're going to go up here on a corner route, and one's going to go out in the flat. What you're trying to do is put them in a position where you either force them to switch in man coverage, or if they lock their coverage, what that happened right there, you get space to throw the ball. So, you know, you can't play too far off on these guys because sometimes they're going to pick you all game when that happens. That's the 3rd time they've hit that route, 3 for 3 tonight.
They're just trying to get that halfback, essentially, if they're in man, to go over the top,
yep,
right? That's the whole goal.
Jump right over the top. That puts you, right, gives you plenty of space to throw the football.
As long as he's going over the top, that receiver has done his job. As you saw Odoms-Dukes, who caught the last one, slow up onto his feet. And so they will arrange the game clock here at 2:45. Calgary driving. They have 2nd down and 5 yards to go. What are you looking for here, Lapa? What do you like?
The one thing I'm watching, they keep pushing Beverett out over the top of number 2. I think that's Barnes over there. They're trying to make sure that they can handle the short side of the field, force them to throw to the wide side.
Pressure on from the field. Mayer gets it out quickly underneath. Very nearly intercepted. Wesley Sutton all over at Clark Barnes, trying to run a short little in-breaking route, but incomplete.
Yeah, and you're going to see pressure coming off this boundary side, and you'll see it right here, pressure right there, right? Trying to show that, hey, we're in coverage. Nope, here comes Beverett off the edge, right? Just a little bit late on this slant. So Sutton can, I believe that Sutton can drive on this football, right? Makes a nice play on the football here.
So out comes Rennie Paredes to add on to his scoring totals. 3rd and 5. Mayer will take off the bucket.
There's pass interference on the play. We'll review the play.
We'll go to break and take another look at it here. Was the contact early coming over the top on Clark Barnes? We'll find out. Oh, was a challenge from the Calgary Stampeders. Pass interference, maybe searching for one that didn't exist. Looked like a great play from Wesley Sutton. Here's Tom Valesi with the call.
After review, the ruling on the field stands to be 3rd down.
Wesley Sutton not penalized for his work. Driving on the route from Clark Barnes. Dave Dickinson asking for further explanation.
Yeah, it's nothing conclusive enough for you to make that call, you know, to make sure they're going to change that call. I don't think that's going to happen when that happens. The guys upstairs thought they saw something and obviously didn't.
And you see the timeouts there on our score bug. Calgary dropping one with the lost challenge, and that That means that maybe later on in this game, it cost them trying to come back, as they are here with a field goal from Rennie Paredes, as he makes this a 4-point ball game. Calgary, last 4 drives, all field goals. See if they can get it going.
Second preseason game where unfortunately injured that same hamstring. Guys, he was released on his 25th birthday last year, and so he had to have that discussion with his family. Should he keep playing? He chose to give it one more shot. He ended up signing with the Alouettes just 10 days before training camp. Now he's one of the best receivers here in the CFL. His mindset through it all. If you want to enjoy this game, you have to be grateful for where you're at.
Love it, Kenzie. Yeah, we've seen it. We've had it in the conversations with him, coach, as an inside run on first down, but he's been tremendous for them so far this season, and zero ego.
Yeah, you know, we talked to him on the Zoom call, and he just talked about being humbled when he got here. He had no entitlement. Sometimes the guys come from the NFL and they think they're going to step in and just show up. He worked to do everything. I asked him, I said, Ohio State's facility is a little different than CFL facilities. He's like, hey, it keeps me humbled, right, when I got to do my own ice bath and all those things. I loved our conversation with him. And, you know, leading most explosive passes, he's got 5 explosive passes, and leading the Canadian Football League. Just an outstanding player.
People are always saying, where's the next star in Montreal or in the CFL? He's right there. He's wearing 81 in blue and red here tonight. Snap comes up for Jardo. Outside in, gets it off underneath. It goes. Tyler Sneed is running mate on 2nd and 5.
And, you know, I'm talking more to Anthony Calvillo about Austin Mack. You know, he said he came in, and usually you take those young receivers, or not young, but new to the league, and you put them at a stationary position on the outside. So he puts them on the outside at what you call the X or the Z position, so he doesn't have to worry about the waggle and everything. But they've gradually started bringing him more inside, closer to the football, and, you know, they just got to keep working at that to make him be closer to the football and get more touches.
See what he can do to help Montreal's offense here as they lead by 4. 1 minute remaining in the 3rd quarter of play. Fajardo loads it up, gets it away, over the top, and it is AJG. Another physical catch, legs getting chopped out underneath. Doesn't matter, a gain of 14.
Yeah, Keon Julian Grant, another great opportunity, working to the wide side of the field, speed out cut, right? Nice high-handed throw. Good by Cody. Recognizing, bringing the corner underneath, so you get a nice, easy throw. Once again, we've got a tempo game.
Forcing the issue. Blitz is on from the Calgary Stampeders. This catch, it is Austin Mack. It goes for a gain of 11. They'll move the sticks once again as Pierre-Olivier Lestage right there to help 81 make his way back to the huddle.
Yeah, real quick throw on the outside. Austin does a great job recognizing. He feels there's somebody on the inside. You're going to see this happening real quick, right? He's going to feel that halfback just walked out, pushed himself in position. Brad Muhammad recognizes it, pushes outside, but can't get there in time.
Jason Moss loves to go hurry up. We'll see if he takes a shot here now as they've got some momentum downhill towards the end zone. Fajardo looks to his left, comes back right, checks it down. William Stanback tackled from behind. Stanback having a nice night here. TJ Ram is the one who made the tackle, and it's a year after you had William Stanback have a serious injury against the Calgary Stampeders. On the road in Calgary, he's back here at home in Montreal. Healthy, the wheels are turning, he's getting downhill, and his Montreal Alouettes have a 4-point lead. Headed to the 4th quarter. Come on back for the end of Week 8 of the CFL. That over the last couple of weeks, matchups that they've been very, very close to pulling out, or have pulled out, as they did against Saskatchewan. Obviously a disappointing loss last week against the Ottawa Redblacks in a high-scoring shootout. This one, not exactly the offenses bursting up and down the field, Lapo, but finding their way right now, and I'm interested to see if it's 1 or 2 big plays that change the course of this one.
Yeah, and you saw that big play, the unbelievable catch by Reggie Bagels, and you know what, Calgary's just got to capitalize on the explosives. They've been in what you call the score zone or the red zone inside the 20 too much tonight to not come away with touchdowns. And you know, Cody's done a good job. He's still throwing it, mixing up the passes, and still trying to get some run game going, right? But Cody's done a good job on first down, making sure they get manageable situations like they're here 2nd and short.
2nd and 2. They'll hand it off, try to get it to Stanback. Calgary's defense ready for it. A gain of about 1. It should leave 3rd down, and expect to see the short yardage unit come out here.
Yeah, and this is a very good. When you're 2nd and 2 and you got Williams stand back, you hand him the ball, you cover every edge, and you let him run people over to get at least 1 yard. Because if you get 1 yard on 2nd and 2, you're going to put yourself in that 3rd and 1. Bring out Caleb in the short yardage unit and get the first down, and then keep playing football.
Evans with 2 carries for 4 yards tonight. This is 3rd attempt and 3rd and short. Coming into tonight, Montreal 4 of 5 in these situations converting. Evans easily off the right-hand side, plunging forward. And now you open up the playbook for Jason Moss, Anthony Calvillo, and Cody Fajardo.
Yeah, now they get to a point where they're getting closer, or put themselves in a position where, hey, we got to get in the end zone and really start pulling away for how well our defense has played all game.
See the intensity in Coach Moss there, enjoying his first year head coach here in Montreal. No offensive touchdowns as of yet. See whether or not Montreal can convert. And receivers to the right of Fajardo. Deep drop. Tries to throw it back the other direction. Was looking for Austin Mack, but Brandon Dozier there the whole way.
Yeah, trying to take a one-on-one shot to Austin Mack, bring him across the field, and then bring him back across, chasing across. Dozier's right there, Brendan Dozier's right there to make the play, so put him in 2nd and long.
2nd down and 10 here from the Calgary 23-yard line. I know these Alouettes fans that have stuck out the lightning delay would love to celebrate a touchdown or move the chains and get another opportunity. Lot Tyson Philpott off the injured list to the right of Fajardo. Over the middle of the field, it goes and just missed the mark. Incomplete that time from Fajardo when he had Philpott.
Yeah, you'll see Philpott here, right? Cody recognized the coverage right away. They're in man coverage here. You'll see Philpott coming in here on a dig, and that's what you want versus man coverage, to run away on a dig. He just puts it too far away from him, right, and just doesn't execute on those 2 first down, 2nd down passes. But great move by Philpott, jumping inside, right, and then still getting himself in a position, able to make the catch.
Lost his footing a little bit. First target of the night for Philpott, as it was injury in the offseason, keeping him out of the start of this year. The field goal is up and through. Fajardo apologizing to Tyson. Jalen Philpott, his injured brother, still out for the Stampeders. 7-point lead, Tyson's Alouettes. Field goal of the evening here to round out week 8. Tommy Lee Lewis lines up in the backfield alongside him. They give him the carry. Get a little speed off the edge here as number 7 goes flying forward. Tyrese Beverett makes the tackle after a gain of about 8.
Yeah, really good play on this corner. And you're going to see at times when people put receivers close to the line of scrimmage, it's because they're going to block down, and you're going to pull a big body around, big 54 coming around to give Tommy Lee Lewis a little bit of speed, a lot of speed, give him a little bit of space to put them in a great position in 2nd and short.
And the return man extraordinaire Chandler Worthy with an offensive touch here tonight in the screen game. Now Tommy Lee Lewis had a target earlier, also gets a carry as Pat Delmonico dialing it up with Mark Mueller and Dave Dickinson. And on 2nd and 2, Mayer will escape to his right, looking for a receiver to the sideline. Trey Odoms-Dukes makes the grab, but a flag comes out. Odoms-Dukes looked like he stepped out of bounds and was first to touch it.
Yep.
Coming back.
Yeah, I think you'll see Trey Odoms-Dukes right over here coming out of bounds. Same play as they've been running all night. This time he steps out of bounds, right? Doesn't get back in, so I think, let's see what they say here.
Odoms-Dukes says, I thought it was 66 yards wide.
Well, I'll tell you, if you're a fan of the holders, right, you're going to love it. 5 field goals for both teams, 10 field goals for the game.
Illegal participation, Calgary number 86. 10-yard penalty, will be 2nd down.
Yeah, so certainly, you can't step out of bounds on your own, right? You've got to get back. Can't be out of bounds in that, and then he comes and makes that catch, so that's going to draw the penalty here, put them in that second and extra, and this is a tough place to recover from. Second and greater than 10 yards, very difficult in this league to convert.
Could have declined the penalty, gone 3rd and 2, decide to accept to go 2nd and 12. Extra opportunity here, Mayer, pressure on, stacked up, can't get away, down he goes, and that is Jamal Davis.
Yeah, really good push here by Jamal Davis. You'll see him here. He's denting the pocket, and what that means is you got to have width to your pocket. He makes an inside move, and then he just runs the tackle into the quarterback, throws him off, okay, then makes the tackle on Jake. So excellent play by Jamal Davis. The Akron defensive line. You got 3 guys from Akron down there playing the defensive line for them.
Kick is away here from Cody Grace. Again on a knee, drops down Chandler Worthy. Oh, and a big hit right in the middle. It's 77. That's Keelan Thomas making the play down the field. Defensive lineman from the Okanagan Sun. As you see the sack, Calgary only giving up 11 coming into this.
Don't have a lot of time to do that, buddy.
Neither do football announcers. I've given up hoping. I'll get out for a round. That's all right. Love watching the CFL. Love watching Fajardo take off as he slides down.
Yeah, great recognition by him here, right? What they're doing is all of a sudden, hey, when the defensive end's like going to stop William Stanback, when everybody plays and chases on the inside, he's just going to go ahead and pull it, right? As he recognizes that, hey, everybody wants to play there, right? There's a huge space for me to go up there and get myself in 2nd and medium.
Advantage that you saw from Dustin Crum and the Ottawa Redblacks against Calgary last week. Quarterback mobility, such a great weapon. Hard count, Fajardo against a 4-man rush, has time, now he's out of time, and throws it away into the feet of the fullback David Dallaire as Cody peels himself off the turf and saves his offensive line from another sack going against their tally on the year.
Yeah, one of probably the deeper routes they've run this year. They're going to try to, if you see this, you're going to try to see, I think they're going to try to get William Stanback up the sideline on basically what you call a wheel route. They're going to try to pick for him, let him get up the sideline. The timing just isn't there. You see he's about ready to throw, but Rose is just such a good player. Rose makes that break down and not put them in a position to get that ball off.
Rose and TJ Ram, not 2 people I want landing on top of me, but Cody up onto his feet. O-line drive kick. This one goes down to Tommy Lee Lewis, his own 10-yard line. We saw him on offense a second ago, and that will be another special teams tackle for starting weak side linebacker Tyrese Beverett. A kick of 50, and Beverett gets his 7th special teams tackle of the season.
Yep, 16 of 30, 180 yards. Not that he's got one explosive play. They have one explosive run on the Tommy Stevens go around the defense, but Jake's overcome that first pick 6, right? Flush it, move on, go to the next play. He's done a good job. They just got to get some rhythm, get a long drive going, and try to flip this field here.
That pick 6 to maybe an Ento, the difference in the football game right now. Go with the off-tackle run. It is Levante Bellamy. Montreal run defense working their way towards Bellamy with Mills in the game as well. Kind of mixing and matching some different personnel. Not much love on the year so far for Bellamy. Just 3 carries coming into this one.
Yeah, just got an injury player on the field, it looks like.
Avery Williams, the middle linebacker of the Alouettes, on a knee. So see Bellamy. Perhaps the next great Calgary back is Kadeem Carey on the 6-game injured list right now, working his way back.
Yeah, and Bellamy, putting both those running backs in the backfield at the same time makes it a little bit harder to try to figure out who's going to take who. When one of them releases, you can put them out in the flat, but you can also use them 2 tailback run game, which they did right there pretty successfully to put him in a nice 2nd and medium.
Good to see Avery Williams up onto his feet, maybe giving Montreal a little dose of their own medicine here. At the end of last year, how much were we seeing some form of combination between Walter Fletcher William Stanback, Jesuit Antwi. It was a big part of the then Trevor Harris-led Alouettes by the time they headed into Toronto in the Eastern Final.
Yeah, and that's what the defense doesn't want. That they don't want multiple personnel groups. They don't want multiple groups. They want everybody to line up with one receiver, 5 receivers, one back, so they can set everything. It's too much work when you have other personnel groups in the game.
Last year in Saskatchewan, Jason Moss ran more formations and personnel packages, it seemed like, than anybody. See what he does when the offense comes back from Montreal. For now, it's Dave Dickinson and the Stampeders. Mayer rolling to his right on 2nd and 3. It's Reggie Begelton.
Yeah, and you're going to see Jake's going to be looking to his right. He doesn't like the picture there, so he does start to scramble, right, and makes a great throw under duress. Throws it back to Begelton. Great catch by Begelton, but I love that Jake got off his first read. It wasn't there, so I'm going to now look back inside. Reggie picks him up with a throw that's a little bit behind him. Start that first down process, and let's see if they can keep it going.
Sounds like it's taken a lot of effort to dig their way out of their own end here. Trailing by 7. Just inside 7 minutes remaining. Crossing road. Begelton once again stutters his feet, cuts back. Another first down on first down.
Yeah, and that's what you want. They're getting in rhythm, starting to put themselves in position. You got a zone structure. What do? You take your really good receiver, throw it to him on a real quick crossing route that's at 5 yards, and he can run for a first down, get it up to 10. Dubois can't get the angle, get yourself 2 consecutive first downs. Start flipping the field.
See Tommy Lee Lewis back in the huddle here. Speed package back on the field. Trey Odoms-Dukes, Reggie Begelton, Clark Barnes. And Mark and Michelle, haven't said his name much right now. Michelle at the bottom of your screen. Between the 40 and the 50. That's where it'll take the snap. Swing it out. Trying to get a block. Bryce Notary can't make the tackle for Montreal. Another missed tackle. Slicing back and almost making his way for the first down. Rolling forward that time is Mills, who had 11 carries in 4 straight games. Just 6 last week when they were slinging it all over the place, and he gets another catch here.
Yeah, that's what you want. This is a glorified toss play. What do? You throw it outside, get speed and space. That's what I call cutting the weak arm. If the guy overplays it, you cut the weak arm on him and give him an opportunity to break it back inside.
This time Mayer does stay in on 2nd and 1. No need to leave the field. Go quickly, get set, pick up the first down, and get the next call in.
Yeah, you can do that to go fast. Don't let them switch personnel or sub-personnel. Do that wedge real quick. Put them off schedule. Yeah, Noel Thorpe, defense coordinator, I talked to him this week, and he said, we need to affect the quarterback more. Well, I got 3 sacks tonight, right? We need to eliminate the explosive plays. Last few weeks, there's one explosive play, but it was an unbelievable play. And then you had the wedge run on the outside. They just got to keep eliminating those mistakes that have plagued them the last couple of weeks on the explosive pass plays.
Handoff goes to Levante Bellamy, right down that left hash and driving the legs. Finally, it's Tyrese Beverett adding to his solid night here. And a late flag comes out, little extra activity at the end of the run. As Bellamy into the game with, again, Kadeem Carey out, Peyton Logan out, finding some depth in a very banged up Calgary roster.
Yeah, and Bellamy does a really good job on this play here. He winds it all the way back behind.
Unnecessary roughness. Montreal number 26. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Yeah, that's difficult, right? That puts him right through field goal range. Right now, isn't there in a position where they have no worries about a sack, right? There's Beverett right there. I guess a little bit extracurricular after the whistle stuff. Not a lot, Marshall, but I'm going to call it.
Regardless, it cost the Alouettes 1st and 10 from the 30. Bellamy stays in, he'll pass protect. Quick slant into the short side. It's Mark and Michelle, and they'll spot it at about the 23-yard line as he somehow dug this one into the turf against Cordell Rogers.
Yeah, Michelle makes an unbelievable catch here. Oh, no catch?
Yeah, they'll actually call it incomplete after looking at it quickly.
Yeah, he tries to get it down here. This is a catch. You may be trying to get it. Well, they already used their challenge, right? They can challenge. They already used their challenge, but this is a hell of a catch by Martin Michelle. And there was pressure coming on that left-hand side. Threw right into the pressure. Great catch by Michelle, but
well, that's
without the challenge.
It's the interesting part of using your challenge when you were fishing for one earlier on a pass interference call that didn't really exist. Now they don't have it to pick up 8 yards. And so it leaves them 2nd and 10. Mayer tipped, incomplete.
Yeah, again, Noel talked about, we need to affect the quarterback, whether it's pressure, right going, or getting your hands up and knocking the ball down, right over the nose right here. You're going to see this, right? Here they come. They're bringing people, right? Waiting, chasing in man coverage. Okay, Johnson does a great job shedding the center, making a great play on this to knock the ball down.
And some love maybe here for Aaron Crawford, the 10-year veteran from the 2012 draft, the long snapper. He's been a busy man tonight, sending it back to Cody Grace. And Rennie Paredes does the rest. The iconic stroke of number 30 in Stampeders red and white puts another through. The tip, Mustafa Johnson knocks it down. What could have been for the Stampeders? 4-point ball game. Alouettes, they'll be taking on the Hamilton Tiger Cats next Saturday night. They want to finish week 8 with a victory here. Handoff, stand back, across the 50. First down, Alouettes on the ground.
That's the way to start a drive right there. Get him going, cover both edges. They had 2 tight ends in the game. Just hand it to him. Let him stretch the defense. Let him stretch. Then get north-south after that play. It's a really good play by them. Hey, first down's first down. Keep going. Keep slowing this game down.
How about 5'7", 180 Tyler Snead digging out Micah Awe in the ground game?
Yeah, he's Anthony Calvillo said he's as tough as they come for a 5'7" guy.
Season high 76 yards here for William Standback. They'll go back to him, try to add to it. Doesn't get much that time. Up near midfield.
Yeah, and they've done a really good job of making sure that they have answers for all this stuff as they keep handing it off, right? Making sure they cover themselves in case Calgary's bringing pressure, people off the edge. But once again, 2nd and long now. What are you going to see here? You're going to see something to help the offensive line, maybe a screen.
Okay, on Julian Grant taking the glove off here and looking at his hands. Like that right ring finger might be a little messed up on KJG. Regardless, Moss and Fajardo go back to planning.
Yeah, you know, I had a talk with Anthony Calvillo, and what Anthony had a good and when I asked Cody this question, I said, hey, what's it like having Anthony Calvillo in the building? And he said it was really good as Jason as a head coach. He loses at times he can't be an offensive coordinator or can't be in a role where Cody can talk to him, right? So Cody has a great relationship with Anthony. He just loves the relationship that they've started to build over the couple of weeks and enjoys working with them on a daily basis.
Fajardo digs in, gets a look at the Calgary defense here. 8th in the CFL coming in, allowing nearly 28 points per game. Gets it out quickly. It is to Standback. Micah Awe trying to bring down the big back. And Standback angry at that one, flag down as well. And Fajardo hobbling backwards. And did he get hit down low?
Major foul, roughing the quarterback, passer. Calgary number 41, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Wow, Lapo.
Yeah, you know, another opportunity. Calgary kind of shooting themselves in the foot here, right? With this penalty, just, you know, it's going to move them, put them in a position they're in field goal range. Okay, if you look here from 2nd from the top, right? Watch what happens here with Rose. It's a late. I mean, it's a tough one right there. You know, I don't know about that one, but, you know, what they saw, he didn't hit him low, and it looked like, you know, usually the referees say as soon as the ball's thrown, they yell gone, and you can't hit him after there, but look, I thought it was right on time with that one. And Rose is just driving the right guard. He's just driving Christian Matt right back into the quarterback.
Yeah, I wish they would have had that challenge maybe on that one as well. Could have helped matters for the Stampeders, but burned it earlier. It's cost him twice now as Standback downhill once again, and it'll push at the end of the play that time. That'll be the 3-minute warning. Only a couple ticks left in week number 8 of the CFL season. Well, the Alouettes.
No rhythm for the Calgary Stampeders. Oh, really good job by this defense playing at home.
After the 3-minute warning, we have 2nd and 4. The Montreal offense Make the run inside, stand back to the flats. Fajardo all by himself, and he'll get thrown backwards that time. I gave some love to Tyler Sneed earlier for being an undersized guy, digging people out in the running game. He just got met at the point of attack, Lapo.
Yeah, they're trying to run the ball and then pull the ball off the edge here. You're trying to see if everybody's going to play up on the inside. But Calgary does a good job. They have people coming back. Dozier, you see Dozier just throw Sneed down, and he can recover and handle Cody coming across. So they just didn't get the leverage they wanted. Great play by Dozier.
So it is a field goal attempt here to extend the lead. Just the one miss tonight in field goals, but Cote did miss an extra point as well. Oh, high snap. How about some love for the holder? Joseph Zima. All you holding aficionados out there, you'll love this one.
Yeah, great eyes, right? Making sure he sees the ball into his hands. High snap, gets up, gets back down. Cote, a good opportunity, right? The field goal game continues, Marsh.
Back and forth we go. 25-18. You said it, Lapo. Half a dozen on either side right now. As Zima gets some love from his teammates on his way back to the sideline. Hey, you lead the CFL in net punting, and you got hands to put it down for Cote so that he can knock through his 6. Could be 7 for Montreal. But it is 25-18 right now with down 7, 2.5 minutes remaining. No timeouts remaining for the Calgary Stampeders. And everybody has been talking the last couple of weeks about Dustin Crum and the magic he's had in Ottawa. At home against Winnipeg, on the road last week against these Stampeders. Well, Jake Mayer saw it last week. Can he produce some of his own? They have Clark Barnes and Bellamy back to return. It'll be Barnes, Ralph Griffin's rookie, crossing the 30-yard line and wrapped up just shy of the 40. Out comes Jake Mayer.
Yeah, and this drive cannot end in a field goal, Marshall, this time. So, right, got to put plenty of time. Maybe get some tempo involved just to get rhythm, not because of the timing left in the game. They just got to find rhythm, get some passes, and get where they need to be, right, in front of the sticks, right? Can't get in second and long. Try to make sure they're in second and manageable situation.
And there is an injured Alouette down, getting a look at right now. And it is Frederick Chagnon, who's 6-year CFLer, taken in the 3rd round back in 2017. But for Mayer, this is a huge moment. I mean, this is a 2-4 team right now, battling in the West. Dave Dickinson said this week he's tired of guys getting injured. They got a ton of moves he's had to make, working in the front office now, trying to find players, replace, call guys like Marco Michel, Tommy Lee Lewis, get them up here. You do all of that so that you can lead a drive late in the 4th quarter down by 7.
Yeah, there's a quote I love from Bill Walsh, and great NFL coach, and he would always say consistency breeds execution, and execution breeds success. And they've had so many different moving pieces, right? But you got 4 out of 6 guys changing the defensive backfield. You get different receivers, different tackles. But hey, you're in a chance to win. Take them down the field and score a touchdown and get the 2-point.
There begins on his own end, looking to the wide side. Trey Dukes makes the grab. Marc-Antoine Duquois right there. Wraps up the big receiver from Calgary, gain of 13.
Yeah, really good. He's on Duquois here, which is at times this year they're using Duquois more in man coverage. Throw to the wide side of the field. You got man coverage. He can take it, drop, lead it out there. You want to lead him to the sideline. Great throw. Stops the clock. That's what you need on 1st and 10.
12 targets tonight for Trey Dukes. He's got 8 grabs. And a big part of the game for the Calgary Stampeders. Could he help lead the comeback? Big blitz pickup this time by Mills. They get it out. It is complete on 1st down. That's Reggie Begelton making the grab for a gain of 8.
Yeah, and the same thing here. Montreal's not changing their stripes at all. They're going to pressure here. You'll see Reggie Begelton right here, right? Everybody's pressuring one-on-one across the line of scrimmage. Well, that leaves a one-on-one situation for Reggie Begelton. They're trying to overrun it. He stays inside. Nice, easy throw.
Rick Mills, the back. They'll pass protect, slip it outside, and it is complete on 2nd and 2. And finally, tapped down is Reggie Begelton, but moved the sticks with 2:03 remaining.
Yeah, he had to reach out for that one. That was a great catch, right? So a little bit playing off, take the guy, hey, who's the softest guy? The guy who's farthest off, let me go take that. Right? And they got some rhythm here in their no huddle.
There's J.R. Reed that was lined up across from him. Mixing and matching some bodies in the secondary here for the Alouettes. Mayer in rhythm, throws complete. Clark Barnes makes the grab. Another first down for Calgary as Barnes 10 catches over the last 2 games for 121 yards and adds to it here late.
Yeah, and he's in a good rhythm. Seeing what's happening here, you're going to see him sit down. You'll see these people walk away. There's going to be a space on the defense right there. Recognizes it, throws it quickly before they can recover. That's what you want to do to attack that side of the field. Really good execution.
Mills checks in with the left tackle Bryce Bell in pass protection. He'll help right there. Mayer has to roll away from the pressure. Throws, gets hit. Into traffic. Intercepted. Cordell Rogers has it. And a flag is down behind the play.
Might be some talking after this. Maybe Montreal, we'll see. He gets rushed. There was a pressure situation. Here we go. We'll see what this is.
After the interception and the play was over, we have a 15-yard misconduct foul on Montreal 29.
Tough field position there. J.R. Reed taking the penalty, but let's get a look at the interception.
Yeah, Noel Thorpe, after a couple of plays, he's going to pressure everybody up front. You're going to see everybody coming, right? They try to pick it up, but Jake starts to move. He feels the pressure. He throws it across his body. Rogers is chasing across the field, the crossing route. He recognizes it, and it's so hard to throw the ball late in the middle of the field, and you can't throw it blind. Best thing, throw it out of bounds, live to play another down.
And William Stanback on his biggest night of the CFL season end this one on the ground for the Alouettes. They'll go with a delayed handoff to 31 off the right-hand side. Dives his way forward. And they could really use a timeout here for the Calgary Stampeders, but they are out of it. A 2-and-out, they'll still get the football back, Coach.
Yeah, so you're going to see here on 2nd and 7, I'm sure there's going to be something that keeps the clock running here, right? Whether that's a screen pass, something high percentage pass, or another run right here.
High percentage equals, though, predictability. Will Calgary key on it? That's the challenge always here late in the game in the CFL. Dallaire, the fullback, 39, motions behind Fajardo. They'll max protect, look to throw. Fajardo over the middle of the field. And Keon Julian Grant was ready to go all the way to the house. Couldn't connect.
Yeah, they had it, right? They had it opening middle of the field because obviously Calgary needs this ball back. They're bringing everybody up, right? So they max protect to give him an opportunity to throw it in the middle of the field. Looks like this ball came out of his hand kind of weird, right? So that stops the clock for Calgary, gives Calgary a good opportunity with the clock being stopped, right? So now gives them a little bit more time to get the touchdown they need.
And the CFL's best punt returner on a per punt return average 15.1 for Tommy Lee Lewis. Standing back, ready to receive this one. Looked like Fajardo was upset that time at the angle that Keon Julian Grant took, but
he's just going to he's going to set his mark, put his foot in the ground and break across the field and give you an opportunity to throw him open in the middle of the field like that.
You find him, right? That's the way it works. But regardless, incomplete, 3rd and 7, punting unit out. Mark Killam there. You see the special teams coordinator for the Calgary Stampeders standing in front of Dave Dickinson a moment ago as he's dialed it up a few times in big situations like this.
Tommy Lee Lewis, right? Looking to see a great play from this young guy.
There's Jake Mayer wandering around, keeping the legs warm. Knows he'll get at least one more touch here. 15-yard penalty by J.R. Reed. Really costing Montreal field position as Lewis catches this one on the run. Across the 55, looking to find some room. Turns on the jets inside the 40. And Zima, sidewinder, tried to hook it away from the return man Lewis, but number 7 was ready.
Yeah, great. You know, the biggest thing is you got to run underneath this and catch this in stride. And that's what Tommy Lee does a great job. And then usually when you cross-field kick like this, sometimes the coverage guys aren't where they need to be. So he gets north-south, makes one miss, and, man, puts him 32-yard line. Great position, you know, with 38 seconds left.
Lots of time to be able to operate. Jake Mayer right now 23 of 40 on the night. 249 yards, no touchdowns. He needs one, whether it's from his arm or a handoff, to extend this game. Snap comes up. Four-man pressure over the top. Mayer looking for Michel. Incomplete. Ento, the man who had the big interception earlier, knocks it away.
Yeah, you will see Michel here on the outside. You'll know right away, and you can tell the quarterback knows right away that I'm going to take that throw on the outside. I know I've got man coverage. I'm going to let him run by, work at the outside. He just puts it on the backside. He's got to give him a little bit more room. I bet he wishes he had that one back, right? So Entos just gets his hands up. Just a little bit underthrown ball.
Montreal crowd that stuck it out during the lightning delay at halftime. Into it here on 2nd and 10. Mayer steps up, gets hit as he throws. Flag is down. It's incomplete, but this is going to be roughing the passer. Came in low on Jake Mayer, who's up on his feet, walking forward. Ento made a great play once again, but here's Tom Valesi with the call.
Major foul, roughing the passer. Montreal number 94, 15 yards, automatic first down.
Mustafa Johnson right over the center. He's going to be the one that draws the foul. Goes low, right? You know, you understand the quarterback in the pocket when he's in a position to throw. You can't hit him low. The officials felt that he was hitting him below the knees, so that's what draws that penalty and puts him 31 seconds left. Great position.
Dedrick Mills in the backfield. That's Tommy Lee Lewis motioning to the top of your screen. There, deep drop. Checks it down underneath. It's Mills one-on-one. He wins the battle. Cuts forward to the 10, driving the legs. Tyrese Beverett will pick him up and put him down, but not until down to about the 10-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
Yep. Check down at Dedrick Mills. Don't like the picture there. Don't waste your time. Flip your hips. Get it to him. Get some positive yardage. Get yourself closer to the end zone. Get ready to call the next play.
Alouettes showing a pressure look like they're man all over the place. Got a runner out to win, and Lewis, did he hold on to it? They'll say incomplete from the far side of the field. Coach, they drew it up. They got the throw they wanted, but couldn't hang on. 3rd and 3.
Yeah, Tommy Lee Lewis to the field number 2, trying to get him a throw on the outside. Just can't hang on to it. Just got to catch it clean. Got to see it into his hands. Catch it clean.
Oh, the eyes. He knew. Lewis rolls over, stares it down, ball gone. He substitutes out. In comes Clark Barnes for him. It's Markin Michel, Trey Odoms-Dukes, Reggie Beggleton, Luther Hakadavanu, and Clark Barnes, the receiving options here for Jake Mayer on 3rd and 3. Down by 7. Mayer, pressure on, steps forward, looks into the end zone, jump ball, incomplete. No flags down.
Yeah, disappointing in the back of the end zone. Jake's trying to find the throw he likes to the field. Starts climbing into the boundary. Maybe not sure what's going to happen with his deepest receiver, whether he's going to come back to him or not, right? If he could have scrambled a little bit more, Marshall, he could have gotten the first down and maybe with tempo had one more play, but just kind of maybe not on the same page with his receiver and turned it over.
24 of 44 is how Jake Mayer's stat line will end. Marc-Antoine Ducroix, standout free safety on the back end for the Alouettes, will help them back into the win column. As Jason Moss comes off the bye and sees his team secure a victory And for Jake Mayer, a frustrating couple of weeks, losing to Ottawa at home in a shootout, and a field goal battle here against the Alouettes on the road. Long trip home for the Calgary Stampeders to get ready for Toronto.
Yeah, and they go 1-7, right? They're 7 times they've been here. 1-6 now, 1 win, 6 losses.
It has been a uphill battle. Cody Fajardo says hello to Cam Judge. Many battles against those two. Coach, final